the converted man here. Remember Ptown from way back when? I had a brief look at him. This is the second brief look at him. I've been dogging him anytime I see him about learning informal or formal logic. And finally, I got an answer from him. Here it is. Thanks to the Blasphemer's Bible, which he's on now. And so, yeah, let's check it out. Let me just make sure that it's sharing audio, because sometimes... Okay, all right. Okay, let's crank the volume.
Arrangement is an accident in their perspective. Deconverted Man says, please ask Ptown if he has or will learn informal or formal logic, and if not, why not?
Oh, there's this guy, I don't know, maybe I was drinking or something at the time, but I remember talking to him, and I just remember just not caring for the topic. Anyway, he posted a video on his channel, and he's obsessed about it everywhere I go. It's you don't know anything about informal logic, I just remember, all I remember is just not caring.
I would say this,
but I'll have to go look at it. Yeah.
As a I've learned basic logic, that is like Aristotelian logic, predicate logic, and propositional logic.
Okay, so he apparently was 6 beers in, is what he's going to say here after this guy explains, sadly. I learned this, you learned a number of different types of logic. Most of those I would categorize as formalized logic. Informal logic, I think, is a little bit easier to learn and wrap your head around, but, regardless, he said, you don't really need to learn that. No, well, you kind of do if you want to use the arguments. That's the point I was making in that particular discussion that we had, where apparently he was drunk at the time. Any rate, if you want to make an argument, then the only way you're going to know if the argument that you're making is valid and sound is to know how arguments function, which means you need to learn logic. Formal logic will help with some, informal logic will help with others. Almost all of them, I would dare say. Well, all the ones that are in natural language.
I don't think you really need to learn this. Just the basics of the informal stuff. Yeah.
I was trying to tell my 15-year-old niece today.
Logic, at least.
I was trying to tell my 15-year-old niece today about, logical fallacies, and trying to explain to her, what ad popularum or argument.
Fallacies is a good one to learn. You don't need to learn everything.
He wasn't interested,
Well, sometimes, like if I'm like 6 beers in, there's if there's enough mind power where I eventually I just can't track it. I'm like, right now is not the right time. I'll have to go look. So let me apologize to Deconverted Man. I'll go watch the video, and then I'll learn about informal logic. Okay, and we'll talk about it at the same time.
Okay, so there you go. He said he'll watch the video, the brief look at Ptown video, and apologize to me, which he didn't need to do, It's interesting. At the time of the video, he doesn't mention that he was drinking to me or anyone else, but that's his explanation now, today, is, well, maybe I was drunk. No, I don't think so. Now, as far as trying to explain to a 15-year-old informal fallacies in that they're disinterested, okay. Yeah, I mean, they're 15. I can't imagine why they would, be interested in much of anything, to be fair, other than their social stuff and, having to make it through school. And, of course, college is really where you're probably going to encounter logic, although it should be sooner, but whatever. Yeah, and they said, somebody did say, informal logic is what you need to learn, or at least be aware of, or something like that. It's like, yeah, especially if you want to know if your arguments that you're making are valid and sound. And to be fair to the panel, they don't know, what this is. The reason why Aaron, I hope I say his name right. Never know for sure. Aaron Raw said, or laughed, is, I let him know about this as a heads up. It's like, look, Ptown doesn't seem interested in learning. So, I mean, have him on your show, but just be aware that I don't think that he cares about learning. Here's the video where he doesn't care about learning. And it seems like maybe he's learning a little in this group setting. He's still like, oh no, I have facts for God. No, I really do. I have all, you see a eclipse and I see an eclipse, so I know God did that. It's like, you, and then he did with you actually believe in magic because you think it all happened by chance. Like, how is chance is magic? What? Chance isn't magic. Jeez. Anyways, so yeah, there you go. Another brief look at Ptown. So we have his word, if you will, that he will do two things. He'll look at the brief video. Hey, Nitty. He'll look at the video of Brief Town at Ptown. And then after that, he'll learn informal logic, which, should take him a while. At least, I don't know. And Ptown is P canceled for me. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't know, at least a month. I mean, I don't expect him to learn it overnight. But, if he wants help and he happens to watch this video, I'll help him as much as I can. And actually, I did send him a PDF book on informal logic. So, he's got the resource. I guess we'll see. I guess I'm a little bit sad that the other panel people don't really think that you need to learn, like, the totem pole of logic is down low. Like, I guess they'd rather you learn science, which I understand. I consider informal logic a branch of science. I'll be first to admit that its usefulness is very, very limited. But I love logic, so it's like when people are like, nah, you don't need to worry about it. It's like, no. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because it's my thing, Oh, well. Anyways, all right, enough of that. That's it for now. See ya next time.